All right, everybody. So I'm about to start my uprights, which basically they get attached to all these little pieces that are sticking out here. And I wanted to figure out the overall height uh, because obviously I need to put little L brackets on them to support the, the helix as it goes around. Because now that it's here, it needs to be supported by a bracket right here at the next level, and then so on and so forth. So what I did was I kind of made this is a cheat sheet sort of. So basically 9 posts. So each one of these lines coming up is a post, right? And there's 9 of them. I've numbered all of them. Now, this first row here, which is what I already have. So my first one started at 3 inches, which is right here. And then the next one it comes up to would be 7.5 because it goes up, a ½ inch every 2 feet. So that's basically what I've worked out here, and that's how many posts I've managed to get. So starting at the 3 inches, it does a full loop, and it comes back, and then the next one up will be 7.5. This means I have exactly 4.5 inches between the bottom layer and then the next layer. 4.5 again takes me to 12 inches. 4.5, 16.5. These are all, I'm keeping my numbers simple here. It's not going to be like 3 and 3/8 and, a quarter and, oh my gosh. I'm okay with math, but, I keep all my numbers simple, and that way it's easy to work with all the way around. So 3 inches. That's 3 inches up, no problem. When the wood comes across here, I'm going to be at 7.5, which is great because it's it's high enough that I could probably get a double stack under here. I had a double level passenger car, and it was still a good 1.5 to 2 inches clearance between the top of the car and the bottom of the wood. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. So this means what I'll be able to do is I can take this first piece of wood, which is going to be that tall, and I will put a bracket at the 7.5, at the 12, at the 16.5, the 21, the 25.5, the 30, and so on. And then I'll be able to do all the brackets for all of these before I even attach them. That way I can take post number 1 and then post number 1 and then post number 2 and post number 3, and then I can attach them and they'll be ready to go right away. So there was a couple of things that I need to work out. For example, where do I exit? Well, going around a couple of times here, finding that the good height on between post number 5 and post number 6 was about 18.5 inches. So 18.5 inches up on the 5th post brings me to roughly where that piece of wood is. Right there. And post number 5 is right here. So between 5 and 6, which is right about here, it'll basically swerve off that way. And the same thing with between post 5 and 6 at the 32 and 32.5 inch height, that'll exit top level here. Sorry for the blurriness. And then the overall height, I wanted it a little bit higher than that. So I am taking it up to the 34.5. So the 34.5 is the height of all of my posts, just to make sure that it does go up high enough that if I have something on top, it won't cause any rubbing on the layer below. For the top turnaround when it goes around, and then I have to put something on top of it, right? So I want to give it a bit more height, which that should technically be enough. So that basically means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 54, plus one more is 55. So I need 55 L brackets, and then I just made my other notes here. That's how I'm doing this. That's how I'm figuring out my heights and where my brackets go, and hopefully that wasn't too boring for anybody. But you can use this as a great example. Everybody's might be different. You might have 7 posts instead of 9. You could be doing it at a 4% instead of a 2%, which I'm doing. This is strictly just 2% because I need a little bit less of a grade. I don't want anything too drastic. But yeah, there you go. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you here because we've got a couple of posts here. That one is in place. This one is not. I can take that one on and off if I need. Basically, I took one of my full-length 2x4s, cut it to, I want to say 77.5 inches tall to match with the other backdrop ones. And I lined it up right beside. You can see there's a post there. I should have really done another one of these in that place, but it's okay. It worked out. Now, I measured all the heights because typically the height of these legs here are 30 inches. Plus the plywood, that's ½ inch. So 30.5 inch, I made a line. And then from there, I was able to go up the 3 inches, or 3.5 inches. And then I did all my lines for where all my brackets are. Now, as you can see, I had a bit of an issue. It's not a big deal, but I had to redo the lines. You can see how there's like a double line there. So I have to go off the bottom line because what happened was, because of the weight that's on here right now and the weight of the 2x4s and all that stuff, it pushes the posts down into the carpet a little bit. So I lose like a little bit. Now, if I had done this, if I had put that post in right from the beginning, it would have lined up perfectly and my measurement would have been fine. But because that's sitting on top of the carpet, opposed to it being pushed down into the carpet, I lose that little bit. So I had to readjust my heights there, but it works out okay. Now, just for now, until I go to the hardware store, I managed to find some of these little L brackets, and I'm going to use them for some testing here, just to see how this works, because even though it's, a bright idea that I have to try this out, I want to make sure that it actually works before I, go out and get, 50 some odd angle pieces and I get all the way to the top and the whole thing sucks. So this is just a trial and error thing that I'm trying right now. Yeah. So basically, first things first, I added, you can see there's a little angle there. It's not long enough because it's the way that the roundabout goes, it's out a little bit. So I have to get some longer L brackets from there. I wanted it on that side because there's going to be a joining piece here and it's out this way more. So if I put a post there, the L bracket will hit that and it'll, yeah. So I put it back a little bit. It's not going to affect the height at all. And it looks, obviously if we look at it like this, it looks very nice. It's not secure or anything, not yet. And for those worried about the height, there's a Go Transit double stack car, or a bi-level as they call it. And there's your clearance there. So there should be lots of room for a double stack. Yeah, the clearance is good. So I'm not too worried about that. Now going forward from that position right there, when I go to add another piece here, you can see I've got a piece cut out, a 2x4, and it's cut to the height of 34.5 inches. So the top here is going to be the same all the way around. I even have a 34.5 marked off on that other one. And if we look down the front of this, we have all the heights where the L brackets are gonna go. And when I, obviously I'm gonna, just kind of show you here. So at the 17-inch height, well, L bracket will go right like that, or I think it'll be right in the middle. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure right in the middle. But yeah, and then the wood will just sit on top of that. Obviously, I'm gonna get a longer one because that does not go out that far. Again, these little angle pieces here are just for testing purposes. But the cat is impressed, let me say. She is over the moon about this. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna see how this works. I'm gonna cut out some more 2x4s here and place them on the little notches that I have sticking out. And obviously I have to mark them out as I go. And I'm gonna, be able to build up from here. Now, I'm not gonna get that in place yet, because like I said, I have to still do my backdrop. But I still want to keep working away at this, and I still have another 2x4 or 2 laying around here. So I'm gonna cut some more heights, just for now, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna pick up some track tomorrow, so I definitely need more track, and I'll be able to keep going up with it. And it seems like every dollar store is sold out of black acrylic paint, so I'm gonna possibly have to stop by Michael's and get some, acrylic paint, black acrylic paint from them, so I can keep painting this as I go. And I'm all out of cork as well, so I need cork as well. Oh man, this thing is gonna suck the life out of me, but still keeping in there and trying to get this thing done, just so we can have some trains, running up to the next level. I can't start my next level until, this is up to that level. So, backdrop is first, then I have to work on this, and then when I exit here, no problem. And eventually I'm gonna get all the track down for up here, and then I'm gonna have to do a backdrop for there, and then I'm gonna have to continue up and then do the backdrop for the top part and all that stuff. It's a lot of work, but so far so good, I guess. There's a lot I have on the go right now. Go. And, I've got a couple of switches coming in for the yard, so I'll be able to get a bit of that done as well. And, yeah, just keeping on, right? You said it. Yeah. But, yeah, we're still chipping away here, so I think she's gonna have a nap, though. I'm gonna need a nap soon. And lastly, adding some more track. Obviously, everything is soldered, right? We've got our 2 tracks, our 2 main lines, one going in, one coming out. Obviously the far one is already glued, but I glued this down just now. And a good way to test your curves are take 2 of the longest cars you have. These are probably the longest cars I have. I mean, most of my passenger cars are roughly about the same anyways. And you see how there's space between them? So if I go like this, tons of room. It's probably because of the wide radius, but that's most likely a big part of this. And I run them side by side, obviously around my curves and whatnot, and there's like zero touch. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I've got my track both outside and inside. So you see now the outside is being glued. That's all soldered. And it goes all the way around up to here. That, like, from that soup can there on, thank you Campbell's, basically it's not glued, because I'm going to have to come in and add cork and paint all this. And then you'll see this track here ends there. So as I'm making my way up from here, I'm basically going to glue all this, and then I start on my second level. It's taken so much just to do one loop. Almost thinking that I should have just put it in an elevator, if that was only an option. I mean, I know a guy who has, but, not really an option here, unfortunately. But until next time, I'm Go Veer, Go Home. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening to my math and checking out my Helix and my layout. And thank you to all my new subscribers. And thank you to all the people that have supported me right from the get-go, if there's any still left. You're out there. I know you are. But until next time, have a good one.